Welcome to my office. Not really. See, I even have like a built-in trash can, and I'm right next to the water cooler. Oh, hey, that's my coworker Nancy, because she's chill like that. So I'm on mandatory lunch break. I have approximately 19 minutes left on my mandatory lunch break. So I walked across the street and picked up Cheetos because, I sometimes when I'm sitting here, I just tend to eat like shit. So that's kind of where I am. So that's what we got. Yeah. Oh, and I just got an Amazon notification telling me that my car tire's been delivered to my house. So I'm gonna get that replaced tomorrow. I feel good. We'll call. So, yeah, this is what lunch break's about. So my office, my workspace, I'm still on day 10 or 11 of my stuff is, I'm still stalemated. Construction is going, they're starting to put the color, they're starting to paint the walls of my office. I asked actually if I was able to get new equipment, new furniture for my office, and basically the answer is no. I have a choice of all of the surplus stuff that's here, so I have to make treasure out of trash. It's gonna be the way that it is. Oh, is this the light? It's my light! Yay! In your life. I have 20 minutes left of a mandatory lunch break. I gotta have fun. So. People who don't know what it means. They'll be like, what is going on? I said, these are the coworkers I want to be around. Oh. The workers and everyone behind you. Right. Oh, you should see when Jose comes in here and randomly gives me some commentary. It's some fun stuff. Yeah, Jose gets in on some good stuff. Okay, I'll see you in the room. Yeah, I have chiles. Chiles. Oh, snap. You'll get him. Go get it. Go get it. Chiles. Ah! Yeah. I found that, microwave food never looks like what it is on the package. Microwave food it never does. You're like, oh, yes, this pizza is going to be completely covered in cheese. No, it's like speckles, and then half of it's red, because you're like, they say they have this much cheese, and they only put this much cheese, and then you're just like, but it's real cheese, but they only give you this much of it, so there's no point to this. Anyway, so my current load of work today involves work for Cal State Long Beach. Yeah. So I'm working on my online class, just kind of chiseling at it little by little, because my it takes a lot of inspiration and motivation to just sit here and collect my paycheck. I cannot. No, it's really hard. So it's for some of you who know this, when back in early 2016, I was part of I'm on live. You know who you are. But anyway, back in early 2016, I was part of Amazon Prime Now, and they were in the middle of their beta stages, and I was one of the motorcycle couriers who had to come in and work for Amazon Prime. But it actually ended up turning into 6 weeks to be on standby for jobs that never came in. And now this was it's kind of torture, to be honest with you. I mean, I know that some people wish they could get paid to do nothing, but it makes time go so slow that you just feel like, yeah, it makes it go really, really slow. So currently, my situation, trying to pass the time is more of what can I do to maximize the time I have with nothing that I can do within the parameters of my position. So I've just kind of focused on, okay, I'm going to work on schoolwork. And unfortunately, the motivation level that I have right now makes it difficult for me to go back and blog on twowheeltourist.net, which, has always been one of my pet projects. And then there's other things I can do, like Facebook Lives and And also, getting ready for Saturday. If you haven't seen all the announcements of me, putting it out there, but Alondra Park, Redondo Beach, on Saturday, I'm going to be spending some time out there for free fishing day. So I'm going to go super early in the morning, snag a table, and just make sure that we have it for Saturday, so it's a potluck. I don't know if we're going to be able to do the barbecue thing, but at least we can just bring stuff in for people to nosh on and hang and whatever. Bring a fishing pole, and please just bring a fishing pole. So yeah. Well, I mean, my job isn't over yet. After spending 8 hours of sitting, that's when my real job begins. So today I'll be headed up to Fairfax High School to videotape a basketball tournament, as I usually do during this time of year. And so I usually end up at Fairfax High School or a school near that area during this time of the year. So it's going to be nice. The only problem is that I gotta leave at 3:30 for a 4:30 game, and fortunately I have the motorcycle because that's the only way I'm going to get there within any reason of time. So kind of where we are. I'm hoping that construction and putting together furniture is completed pretty soon. It's just one of those things that they had to do it now. So it looks like they're pretty efficient. They're going to be probably finished earlier than expected, which is a good sign. Because once I get settled into my space, and then once I figure out what hand-me-down furniture I'm going to be getting for my office, we'll go from there. I'm really hoping that, because if it comes to it, I'm going to probably just ask for the simplest tables possible, because I need as much space as possible. I can't be blocked off with barriers and things where I can't put cords through or put my tools on top of. So we'll see where that goes. Aside from that, there's really not much going on. Yesterday, I did have the chance to watch Star Trek Beyond, which is the 2016 release of the Star Trek reboot. I will say it was pretty good. Would it be something that I would have seen in theaters? Maybe. I thought it was. Of course, I'm a little biased because it has a motorcycle scene toward the end, but it was. I think it was a pretty decent film, and they did pay homage to the two lead actors. I keep forgetting the name. Anton Yelchin, I believe, is the guy who played Chekhov, and the late and great Leonard Nimoy. And so they both got a nod in this film, which is really cool. And I still find it pretty cool that they are choosing not to recast Chekhov, which they're just going to they're just going to write him off in the film. Any future films that are done for this reboot, so that's cool. Yeah. So that was my thing yesterday. I watched a great movie. Today, just had my speakers on and playing music from the 60s and for some reason, I was in a mood to put on some Patsy Cline, so I put on the Patsy Cline. Confuses a lot of people. My music choices here, there's only maybe like 2.5 people who like what I like, so it is what it is. Yeah. So there's people watching. I like it. I like people to watch. There isn't much else on the plate here. Friday, so I mentioned on last Saturday that I had popped the tire on my Hyundai, and so having done the research, it was actually cheaper for me to order the exact same tire on Amazon and then have it installed at Just Tires in Torrance. So tomorrow, as I mentioned, I'm getting my tire mounted and balanced, and that solves the problem. And I was very much grateful for having the Amazon credit card because of some purchases I did for some charitable reasons and reimbursements, of course. I ended up accruing nearly $65 in reward points, so I was able to exchange it, and so my tire ended up only costing me $25, which I'm glad because for a little bit, when I found out when that tire incident happened to me, I was very much afraid that I was going to have to cancel my trip up north that I'm going to be taking in about 2 weeks. So I'm really glad that worked itself out. So yeah, it was really cool because when I called Just Tires and I said, hey, if I get my tire from another source, what are you going to charge me? And they said that it's $25 for mounting and balancing per tire, and the only policy that they have is that the tire has to be brand new. I'm cool with that. I mean, I understand the liability involved. Being as a motorcyclist, the liability involved with mounting a used tire onto a rim. But yeah, I don't replace car tires very often because I don't drive as much as I ride. But yeah, it was nice to know that at least this repair was not going to be as catastrophic. Just to put this in perspective, the total cost to replace the rear tire on Eleanor, my FJR 1300, is nearly $250. That is the tire plus the labor to install it. I mean, I'm not kidding, and it's quite a bit for one tire on a motorcycle. But with tires being specialized and what they have to do to my bike to lift it up high, and if they lift it high enough to put the tire underneath and then remount it, it gets pretty gnarly. So yeah, $250 total to do that, and that's also with the tire on sale. And I'm not even using anything special for tires. Tires I'm currently using right now are the Michelin Pilot Road 4 GT Edition. GT Edition is the model of the tire that is used for heavier touring bikes and for people who either carry a lot of cargo or ride with a passenger. And because I ride so much, I have to get the most durable tire that'll last the longest. And so far, I have gone through 3 sets of the Michelin Pilot Road 4 GTs, and I cannot find another tire that is just as good. I think the most that I've ever been able to put on the back of a rear tire on Eleanor has been 18,000 miles. So yeah, 18,000 miles of road on a single rear tire. The front tire usually lasts anywhere between 13 to 16,000 miles, depending on my usage. And the biggest secret to doing that and being able to keep the thing going is making sure that your tire pressure, you check it often. Check your tire pressure often, because the longer you run on lower pressure, the more of the rubber's on the road, and the faster it'll wear down. You don't want to do that if you want your tires to last 18,000 miles. Now, some people look at that number and go, how are you able to do that? And really the reason for my tires lasting so long is mainly because I don't do as many twisties as I used to. I'm a slabber, and the meaning of a slabber is someone who is someone who rides nothing but freeway straight. And so a lot of my mileage goes to the center tread of the tire. Now, Pilot Road 4 GTs have a compound in the middle of the tire that really lasts a long time. And I will say that in regards to the quality of this tire, in the rain, in adverse conditions, in really, it's just a great tire. So yes, that's my review on my impromptu review on the tires I currently use. On Pam, my 2011 Kawasaki Versys, she's currently equipped with Continental Conti Motions, which are your standard everyday street tire that you're not racing, you're not qualifying, so it's pretty much a medium compound that is designed to give you the best bang for buck. I will say for her, because of how light she is, having a Continental Conti Motion is fine. I don't do anything insane, and if I want to go romp in the canyons, I can. I mean, I know my limits, and this is a good tire. Continental makes some great tires. My only thing is, though, is they do not make a tire that I know of that would be able to last on Ellie with how heavy she is and how much, she does. But like on Pam, with something like half the cylinders and half the weight of an FJR and an everyday use bike that doesn't really carry a lot of weight, I mean, at the worst, it's me with my heavy backpack. So I'd be looking at about, 250 pounds on the back of that thing. The bike can take it. It don't need anything special. So, yeah. Definitely, if you're looking, if you just have a standard run-of-the-mill bike, and it's not a cruiser, I'm talking about sport bike tires here, definitely look into the Continental Conti Motions. I mean, I'm looking at $80 for a front tire. I mean, it wasn't traumatic when I popped it earlier this year, when I was on the 105 and hit a staple, and it flattened my front tire, and I had to get the replacement done. Replacement was about $85. Not bad at all. So that's what's going on there. Um, let's see, what else is going on? Oh, I'm looking forward to my weekend. You know, Thursday. I only work here. I only work here at school Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And fortunately, with 4th of July coming up next week, that means that I work at the other place on Monday. We're closed on Tuesday, which means I don't have to come back to this job until Wednesday. Makes me feel really good. You know, that means I'll be hungover from watching fireworks. Let's see. Yeah, this place definitely like I said, continuous work in progress. The building's changing, the administration's changing, everything's changing. What I'm grateful for at the moment is that my future office that actually is happening. I mean I'm not speculating like I have been for the last like 7 months, but like it actually did happen. Is going to be on the other side of the building, across from the teachers lounge. Which the beautiful part about it is I'm going to be so far away from the front office that I won't get micromanaged as badly because they will not know what I'm doing. What I mean they is mainly just one person, but I will say, you know, having the feeling that, you know, I can do what I have to do in my office. Good. So yes, I've had a few of my colleagues walking through here. Fortunately, they're all colleagues I like, so they don't have to duck. They don't have to duck. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. Let me see what my time looks like here. But 12:27. So I got like 5 minutes left. Um, so just FYI, if you're up near the Grove today, I'm gonna be finished with my videotaping gig by about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So if you're listening to this and you just happen to be near the Grove, let me know. I'd be down for some nibbles that are a little bit more substantial than Cheetos and my Miss M's, you know, good old fashioned Miss M's 40. Yeah, I can do a lot better than that. So yeah, I'm up at the Grove, and I'll try to stick around a little bit because traffic's probably going to be absolute shit, and I don't want to deal with it. So you know, might not be the Grove, but or the farmer's market or something. I mean, I know I have a motorcycle, I can needle through it, but you know, after a long day of not doing much, I'm not really in a hurry to be stuck in a forest. So yeah. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to sign out now here and attempt to finish more of my homework as soon as the buzzer sounds and I have to you know, clock in again. Yeah, you know, they do keep track of this stuff. I have a biometric time clock. So exactly 30 minutes in, I have to clock back in with my middle finger. I think it's pretty appropriate that I have to use my middle finger to scan. And you know, they have me start with my right middle finger, and if that one doesn't work, I use my left one. I mean, honestly, I could use both of them at the same time, but it wouldn't be on the time clock. But with that being said, I'm going to go and test both of my middle fingers to make sure that they work, and you know, get back to it. If you have any comments, questions, anything like that, throw it down on the in the comments box. I'll answer them when I can. But just FYI, party on Saturday at Alondra Park, starting in the morning, and we're going to go till the afternoon. And also, if anyone's near the Grove tonight, between 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30, you know, send me a message and I'll stick around so that you know, it's a good excuse for me to avoid traffic. Anyway, until then, I will talk to you all later.